Get this audiobook for free today at theaudiobook.co.uk.
We were lord and master of all we'd survey, and Mars has a short horizon and big mountains. You can survey a lot of the planet at once from a good vantage. Except we're down in a hole, and even a hole 2,000 clicks across is still a hole. And they stick a roof on it, so we can survey even less, and we aren't even masters of that. I wondered more than once if they hadn't shown the free bioforms a very different video about who got to boss about whom, and, if so, they got the truer one. Well, okay, not a roof, a canopy, like a great big top for the solar system's most shambolic circus, yours truly, Chief Clown. And we three are being sent to sweep up the spotlight at the edge of the ring yet again. When we first arrived, it was smaller, the canopy, not the crater, which has, believe it or not, been pretty much the same size for the history of the human race. But getting the whole damn thing covered was priority one, and a feat of engineering that didn't trust schmucks like your man Jimmy with. That was hive work. Odd how sometimes to make a big thing, you gotta work real small. Now, this isn't like Space City from those old science-y fiction books, with a big glass dome over all those fairy tale towers. It isn't airtight, because even for people who plan to put a silky canopy over a subcontinent-sized crater, that would be crazy, right? And while we're generating atmosphere underneath, we do actually want it to get out, little by little, just slow enough that we get to keep enough of it around at any one time. Math. There's a lot of math that your man here doesn't need to know. Brian, now, he knows the math. He can talk algebra like he majored in conversational equations. And then he leaves the dust covers off, and we all get docked pay. The canopy has like 1,000,000 tethers all around the outside of it. As the loony, the balloon-wheeled truck we've got, labors uphill, we can see exactly the problem. Because there's one direction that has a crap ton more dust coming in than the rest, which is going to make the work even more fun. Brian's trying to hail the hive that should have been minding shop there. He gets nada. When we arrived, the tethers snapped, and the rent in the canopy above us must be a full click long. There's a big old dust storm going on up above past the distant lip of the Hellas crater, and plenty of it's funneling down through the rent and sweeping around us, cutting the visibility to crap and getting absolutely everywhere. I can already feel it caking my suit, one extra serving of misery to go with the cold leaching into our arms and legs and the cumbersome inflation that keeps your body rigid and means you can't draw your arms in or kneel down properly. Well, this is beyond our pay grade and no mistake, Indra's crisp voice says over the radio. Lest you want to go jump up and catch it. She's pointing at the broken tether, or where it probably would be if any of us care to faff about with visor magnification until we can see it, flapping away in the Martian wind way above our heads. And the gravity isn't that low that I can just Superman up there with a single bound and bring it down. Not the problem, Brian tells us in his flat, nasal voice. I've gone dead. More good news. We go on a bit, further uphill, and well into the shadow of the Hellas wall. The near end of the broke tether is in the wind and whipping about like a mad snake. Indra has to send out a crawler to the anchor point where it can latch onto the cable and reel it in so it's safe to approach, meaning 2 hours of waiting and watching the meters and readouts of our suits because we're on the clock, and we'll get docked for unnecessary use of resources if we give admin the least excuse. Let me tell you, they're goddamn going to make the Hell City project come in under its gut-wrenchingly enormous budget, and stiffing us working schmoes is the easiest way. What are we going to do, down tools and walk off site? Indra drains suit power by watching 3 episodes of